Okay, it is Blackburn against Swansea this weekend. Let's catch up with our resident journalist for Swansea. Richard, how are you?
Not so bad, Mark. We've had better weeks, haven't we? But yeah, we're still plugging away.
We spoke last week about the chances of Swansea being the first team to the second team to dethrone Leicester. You gave it a good go, didn't you? Though.
Yeah, the first half particularly, they were fantastic. You can't fault the effort of the players. Uh, I think we surprised Leicester slightly, with the amount of play we had on the ball. We really give it a good go, and then we got rewarded with Matty Grimes scored a booty. Lovely, lovely set piece which we've been working on. You can clearly see that in training. That's starting to become fruitful a little bit, and ball came in. Grimes caught it beautifully, went in. Leicester, unfortunately, I think angered them slightly because they upped the gears then, and they did look a quality outfit in the day.
Yeah, they're going to win the league, aren't they?
I think so. To bring on people like Ian Acho later on in the game, uh, he's just so fast. Tire in defence. It was the big key point though from this game I found was we won it up coming into half time looking pretty, I wouldn't say comfortable, but we hadn't had that much to deal with in general. And then you have that corner comes in, the big lad gets up there, he heads against the defender, the ball comes out, it just falls to Vestergaard, and he just smashes it home from 2 yards. It's a bit of a gutter to go in there. It's given them the impetus to come in second half. Then they're on the front foot all half. So backs against the wall, but we could have got something out of it. We did have the odd chance as
Yeah.
well. So and then obviously they got the late one then to seal it.
Okay. We'll chalk that one off, and then you head into the midweek game against Watford. And this should have been a home banker, but this was a strange game in the first half. It seemed like neither team could be bothered to play. It looked two very tired sides. How far would you agree with that?
Well, I think you got to look at this one really as the amount of work that the boys put in on Saturday against Leicester is clearly taking it out of them. It was slow, it was lethargic. Like you say, tired players. He shuffled the pack slightly. We got a few injuries. We lost Josh Key last weekend, and I think he's started really well at fullback. His forward runs really important to building our attacks, really. And I don't know, for bringing Fulton for Patino. I don't know. Not really sure about why that was done. He didn't come on either, so perhaps he was carrying something. It wasn't discussed either. So it's one of those where, and as well, the big lad Kukurevic was out. You could have done with him later in the game. But first off, yeah, like you say, Watford, they're a side they hadn't won away from home since. I was talking to some of their chaps later on, and they were saying I think it was January they hadn't won since.
Yeah,
Hadn't won back-to-back clean sheets since the beginning of the year. Hadn't the list went on the stats there. It's a bad result, and you could see it was a nil-nil game. Let's be fair. Second half, we did try. We had chances to get the points. We had a goal disallowed,
yeah. I
which
was going to ask you about Christian Pedersen's disallowed goal. What's your view of it?
well, it's a corner. Corner comes in. Big lad gets up there. He got a good connection, and man just furious after the match. He's saying he can't see where the fouls come from. He's come back today in the press conference and he's been told Ollie Cooper's had a slight infringement. And Duff being Duff, he said he's 5'7" and about 7 stone. He can't really see where he's been penalised. On this one, neither could we. They looked at several angles, but that's what happened. We have to deal with it. We didn't play great, but we did have extra chances as well. Harry Darling got up with a good header. There was saved well by their keeper. He pulled off a good one, shot from the edge of the box again, same player. But their lad, in all fairness, we give him a bit of space, and it was probably one of the better chances of the game of poor quality in final third. And he's just lashed it from 25 yards. It's just absolutely flown into the top corner. There's nothing you could do about them at all. So it's one of those ones, I think. Bad day at the office.
Yeah. Um, this one's going to be a footballing purists, well, one for the purists. I think this weekend, Blackburn are a good footballing side, as are you guys. Where do you see this one heading? Tough place to go, Ewood Park.
Yeah, we haven't had the best of times at Ewood Park in recent years. I think it's about nine visits since we've managed to get a win up there. It's last season we struggled. We lost twice. I remember the first game down here. We was the opening day last year, and we got turned over there, and we lost away with late goal. I think it was. It was. I think it was a defender scored, and yeah, long trip up. The players have gone up today, so they're training up at England's training camp, where they travel halfway up. I think it's Leicester way, in it. So they're going up then to the game then for the day, so it's less of an effort, because you've got to remember some of these long trips for us are particularly hard on the lads who, especially when we got all these injuries as well. You know, they're carrying all that lactic acid, so it's going to be a tricky match. You know, and I think the only thing I can say is that the Watford game will spur them on to try and pull something out of this one, and I hope they do, because you know, we had such a good run before the break. It's really frustrating now for the fans and for the manager to see it sort of all the hard work going kind of array, and we're back down in the mix down the bottom end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've put that spell behind you, haven't you? The 4 wins you had on a trot, and you've certainly felt like you turned a corner in October. Yeah, the Watford one is it was a strange one, isn't it? But like you say, I think they went hell for leather to beat Leicester, didn't they? To put the real marker down and say, you know, we're going to be up there with you, and then yeah, just ran out of gas on Tuesday night. All right, let's get a prediction then. Blackburn Swansea. You've not been too far off with your predictions recently, Rich. So where do you see this one going?
Right. Well, we've won two on a trot on the way, so I'm going to go for an away win, pick up a bit more momentum, get back into the swing of things, and 2-1.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Thank you so much, Richard.
Grand. Okay, take
All
care.
right. See you,
Cheers.
mate.